so much pressure on you. And, with Steph, the way he can shoot the ball, and then, Draymond, we caught a break when he got thrown out. But they're young guys, and I was out here for a period of time last year. All their young guys that they worked with last year, they're really developed and they're playing well right now. That team is, they're a load to deal with, and you never feel like your lead is safe. And they compete and they play smart and they're tough minded. And Steve Kerr's just done an unbelievable job with these guys.
Mark Berman, New York Post.
Right, but you pretty much shut them down. What did you like about what you did maybe against Curry early?
Well, I mean, a guy like Curry, it's impossible to guard. He's impossible to guard with one guy. And I thought Alfred did as good a job as you possibly can in terms of you got what you're trying to do is make him work as hard as you can for everything. And the thing about Steph is there's so many different ways that he scores, and he never stops moving. And then you're loading up to him with basically your whole team. And so, and he takes that challenge on night after night, and I think that's what makes him who he is. So he missed some shots that he probably normally makes, and I think being shorthanded, we loaded up on him, pretty much, from the point that Draymond got thrown out. But the rest of that team they really got some real good young players, and when they're whole again, this team will be a team to be reckoned with, and they're a team to be reckoned with now. I mean, they're playing at a very high level.
Steve Popper, Newsday.
Hey, Tom, do you see confidence rising in your young guys?
I like, and I've said this from the beginning. I love our young guys, and particularly with their attitude and their approach. And every day they come in with a lot of energy, and some days we make mistakes, and but the next day there's a determination to correct the mistakes and get better. And if we do that each and every day, we'll continue to grow, and that's what I love about them. And then our vets are doing a great job, and even it's a total team effort. Even the guys that aren't in the rotation right now have been phenomenal in practice, and I think the quality of practice is critical for our development.
Ian Bagley, SNY.
Tom, what did you like that you saw from RJ tonight?
I think RJ's played really well over a pretty, I'd say like the last 5 or 6 games, playing at a really high level. I think he started off the season where he had a big opening night, and I think teams came after him pretty good. But I think he's adjusted, and even during the stretch where he wasn't shooting particularly well, he was rebounding great and he was playmaking. And so I think now he's playing a great all-around game. His floor game is terrific. His defense is vastly improved, and he's making the right reads. He's got a good blend going of scoring and passing. He's commanding a lot of attention, which is opening things up. So I'm very pleased with his progress.
Steph Bondi, Daily News.
Hey, Tom, I was actually going to ask that same question. So I'll pivot to Mitchell. And what did he show you today, and how about his progression overall?
Yeah, terrific. And I think what he's doing in terms of anchoring the defense is a huge key to our team. And Nerlens Noel also. We have great rim protection with both guys, and I love the way they play for each other. And Mitch got in early foul trouble. Nerlens went in and he held it together for us. Then Mitch came back and had a terrific second half. And I think the tandem of those two guys, and that's the one thing that we have now. We have quality depth. And so finding minutes for everyone is going to be a challenge, but you have to sacrifice and put the team first. And that's what we're asking everyone to do. But Mitchell is coming on.
Mike Vorkunov, The Athletic.
Hey, Tom. Obviously, the Warriors struggled from the three-point line tonight. I think they were 9 of 38. You guys are leading the league in, 3-point percentage defense, but you're also giving up the 5th most threes in the league this year. How much of that is you guys giving up threes that you're kind of comfortable giving up, and how much do you think of that defensive success is maybe teams missing shots?
Yeah, I think, and again, there are a number of things that you look at, and we wanted to start with building the foundation of getting back and getting our defense set. And we always talk about take care of the ball, the paint, and react out, cover the line, and then finish the defense with a challenge to the shot and the rebound. So it requires multiple effort and everyone tied together. So we're still a work in progress. There's a lot of things that we could do better, and we will as time goes on. We need to continue to practice and learn. And the challenge is when you're on the road like this, where you're playing a lot of games and your practice time is limited, but when we do practice, we have to maximize that time and make sure that we are making the corrections and improvements. And so if we're doing the right things each and every day, I know we'll be playing our best at the end.
All right. Call this a developing situation as we join you from our Delta MSG studios. Bill Pito and Wally Zerbiak. The Knicks now have won 3 straight. That's after the 5-game losing streak. They're now at 500 for the season.
And what I loved about it is they had every person on the Golden State Warriors, including their whole coaching staff, whining at the referees the whole entire game. And that's what the defense the Knicks are playing is starting to do to the other teams. It's just wearing them down. The effort that they're playing with is tremendous. The versatility that Randall's playing with, along with R.J. Barrett and Mitchell Robinson, is absolutely everywhere, all over both backboards, blocking shots, lob dunks, tip dunks, cleans up every miss that the Knicks have around the rim. And it goes to show you, when everyone kind of plays solid and plays well, the Knicks are really tough to beat because defensively, it's not easy to score on them. That was a wire-to-wire just domination tonight.
The Knicks made things easier for themselves in terms of pace. They're dead last, Wally, in the league in fast break points per game at 6.8. Tonight, they had 19 points off the break. Clyde made the point repeatedly. They got a lot of easy baskets tonight.
Yeah, and honestly, coming into the game, I would be a little concerned with getting caught up in a rat race with Golden State, because that's how they want to play. They want to trade threes for twos. They want a lot of possessions because they're such a great three-point shooting team. But the Knicks came out of the gate in the first quarter, and they were on fire. Reggie Bullock was on fire from the three-point line. R.J. Barrett was 2 for 2 from the three-point line. In the first half, he was shooting the ball great. So the Knicks were like, all right, if you want to trade baskets, we'll trade with you, and we'll lock you down on the defensive end of the floor. And then the free throw line, we got to give Alan Hahn some credit. I mean, the Golden State Warriors were hacking and whacking all night long.
I didn't want to do that, but
he deserves all the
credit. The Knicks had a season-high makes from the line, 32. Season-high attempts from the line, 41. Hahn in the pregame said, watch that. It was going to be a factor, and it turned out he was right. How about RJ? 5th straight game, Wally. Career-high 20. 5th straight game for him with at least 19 points.
Yeah, I'm telling you, his finishing around the basket is phenomenal. When he gets around the hoop, he finishes with his right hand, his offhand, very, very well. And if we could get him out in transition, forget it. I mean, he is a highlight waiting to happen, really runs the floor very well. And then he really has been confident with the three-point shot. That's good to see after that dismal stretch where he just couldn't buy a three. He's figured out, how to kind of sprinkle that three in with the rest of his game. I think his strength is stuff like this, attacking the hoop and finishing with both hands and finishing in transition. And then when he can get himself into a rhythm like this and then knock down the threes, sprinkle that into his game, his game goes to another level. I just think he's playing at such a high level, and Tom Thibodeau is trusting him and Julius Randle, leaving them out there for a ton of minutes, and they're producing and delivering.
So Draymond Green, with 1:04 to go in the first half, picked up his second tee, got thrown out. Mitchell Robinson, who didn't score at all in the first half, had all 18 of his points in the second half. Season high from 18 in the game, but they all came in the second half. How much, without Green in there, did the Warriors have a hard time stopping Robinson?
Listen, Green makes a big impact. Some of his attitude I'm not a big fan of, and he got tossed because of it. He's a little bit of a hothead at times. He gets on the referees, and he hurts his team. We saw him cost his team a championship against the Cleveland Cavaliers because of his losing his cool. it really hurt his team in the second half because Mitchell Robinson had no resistance other than Wiseman, who was my matchup to watch. And Wiseman's a rookie that doesn't know how to handle a mature guy like Mitchell Robinson. And Mitch just dominated the second half. I mean, it seemed like it was his own little slam dunk competition because he was highlight after highlight after highlight. And this is a guy that's been banged up with a heel, with a knee, with a hip, and he's been